$70 over the weekend, y'all. So come on in here. Let me tell you how I did it, y'all. Like I said, y'all, some of y'all know that I'm a full-time social worker. Because y'all family, your friends know me, that kind of thing. But I am a full-time social worker. And before we moved her to Arizona, I had signed up to drive for DoorDash, Uber, and I think Grubhub. And Rody, I signed up for, I'm not sure when I signed, maybe after we got here, maybe like 2 years ago or something. We've only been here 3.5, we're going on 4 years. So maybe 2 years ago, I signed up for Rody, which is another like driver app. And then I signed up for Spark, the Spark app. I think it's Walmart Spark. Maybe like within like the last 6 months. And y'all, like I said, I signed up for these apps, some of them years ago. And I just now did a few deliveries over the weekend, y'all. And I made $70 dollars. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I made, let me see, $20 on Rody. And I did 2 deliveries on that. And I did 2 deliveries on the Walmart Spark app, and I made $50. Well, 20 of that was tips. So I guess $30 and 20 tips in tips. I'm like, this is amazing. Like I said, y'all, I'm still so excited. And of course, I am going to keep on going. Of course, not doing my work hours, but of course, I'll have to see which evenings, weekends, that type of thing. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I am so excited. Like I said, this is something I've always wondered about. Something that I've always been curious about, I guess I put it that way. Because I see other people, of course, out here doing deliveries. And me years ago, before we moved here, like 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago, talking about how I'm going to do some deliveries. And I'm sick of this, I'm sick of that. I never did anything. I signed up for all this stuff. Paid all this money. Not well. One of the apps I did pay a lot. Well, some money for a background check. I think it was called GoShare, and I still am not able to even upload any more documents. So basically, they just took my money. Basically, so I'm not even worried about that app. I think it was like $50 or something. I'm still pissed off about that, but that's okay. I got the other ones, and that's all that matters. Like I said, yeah, I'm so excited, and like I said, I never thought I would even. Like I said, well, I did download the app, so I did go ahead and register for the apps and was approved for the apps and all that kind of stuff. But I wasn't sure how to do these things. I was scared to actually do it. I put it that way. I'll be honest. I was definitely scared to do it. Because it was something I had never done before. Of course, I've driven, of course, had my jobs and that kind of thing before, but never actually delivered things in my car, like for Uber or DoorDash or Rody or whoever it is. And like I said, definitely scared to do it because I'm like, I don't want to mess up anything. I don't want to do something wrong and get in trouble. I don't want to pick up the wrong thing, and I can't figure out how to take it back because I did it wrong. I was just so scared to do the whole thing. I had no idea how to do it. So of course I looked at videos. This was like several months ago. And I still didn't do no driving back then, but I looked at several videos back then, maybe like mid last year to late last year, looking at different people talking about how they do the deliveries and what they do and all this kind of stuff. Still scared as heck to do it because I don't want to mess up the app. I don't want to mess up the delivery, all this kind of stuff. And y'all, when I did these, I guess 4 deliveries over the weekend, nothing happened. The app walked me through every single thing I needed to do. In all these 4 years, 3.5 years, I had all these drivers apps and just started this past weekend. And that's a shame, I know. But like I said, I'm excited because I did make some extra money, $70. Like I wasn't even planning on getting the doggone delivery over the weekend. And like I said, I had always been curious about how these delivery apps work, whether they are legit and whether they actually pay you what they say and all those types of things. And I know that was part of the holdup too. And like I said, me just letting life happen, and things were going on. I'm doing my cookie business, selling cookies, cakes, and all that kind of stuff. My weekends, doing pop-ups and all this kind of stuff. And as y'all, I don't think I've talked to y'all about that, but in some video I will talk to y'all about that because I've actually not done any of that since the first of the year, and this is late April of 2026, and I have not sold anything or tried to sell anything since the 2026 have begun. And like I said, I'll definitely share that in another video with y'all. But like I said, I definitely want to share this because like I said, this is a new thing for me. At some point, once I figure out how to do it, y'all, because I have a camera and all this kind of stuff, but once I figure out how to do it, I will take y'all with me on a delivery, not showing you the information, that kind of thing is all confidential, but at least you can ride along with me. It won't be today because I'm at work today, but But otherwise, like I said, definitely, I'm going to take y'all on a delivery with me at some point. Like I said, I'm just so excited because, like I said, it was something that I never thought that I would, I can't say I never thought I would honestly do. But in the back of my mind, it was something that I didn't think I would honestly do unless I lost my job or unless we did all get furloughed. Because they were talking about furloughs a few years ago, too. And I was, of course, working at nonprofits, working at jobs that may have to close down, was laying folks off, different things going on. And also this past year, y'all know, October 2025, the same thing was going on too. And I said I was going to start driving then, never did anything. And I'm sitting up here like, okay, I could have been making this money. I could have been doing this. And it's not that it's going, well, I'm sure it can't replace my job at some point, but I'm looking forward to, of course, looking forward the money to, of course, to travel with. To start saving that money to, of course, well, I guess to pay off my American Express, because I use that card to actually do all my traveling on and that kind of thing. So I'll just keep paying off that card with the money that I make on my, I guess, from the delivery job. So that will, of course, help me with the traveling, I guess I put it that way, as I move forward. Because like I said, y'all, I have got to do something different. Like I said, yes, I work full time. It'll be 27 years from me next month in May 2026 that I would have been a social worker. I put it that way. And like I said, definitely, like I said, while I'm grateful for my job and that kind of thing, I want something more. I know damn well I can get something more in my life besides what the hell I'm doing. I'm tired, y'all. I don't know if y'all ever got to a point where you just got tired with stuff and you're sick and tired of things. You're tired of how stuff is going and you want to make some changes. That's the point that I'm at. I didn't know back in the day. I know I may have shared this story, I'm sure, in other videos, but I didn't know back in the day that I can, of course, travel as I see people doing it on YouTube now. I guess growing up as a kid, we didn't have, back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, we didn't have YouTube and no videos and phones and none of these things. So I had no idea how to make these things happen because I always wanted to travel. No, we didn't travel as a family when I was growing up. My parents were on drugs and that was non-existent. No traveling anywhere. I didn't take my first trip until I was, or a trip out of the state of Missouri that I lived in before, until I was mid to late 20s, maybe like 27, 28 years old. That's my first actual trip out of the state of Missouri, I put it that way. And like I said, I had no idea that you can travel like these, like I see the folks doing now, back in those days. Now I see that, and like I said, now that I know that I can do those things too. Because I see, not saying that I'm copying off somebody, that's not the case at all, but I just didn't know that it was possible for me. And like I said, with me just starting to do these deliveries and just getting my stepping out there on faith and trying to see how these things work, instead of just wondering and being scared to do it and all these kind of things, letting all this fear get in my head about I'm going to mess up something, it's not going to work right, I can't do this, just keep doing my job or sell some cookies or whatever the case may be. I knew that I can do these things. I was just so scared to do them as far as getting out there driving and trying to make this money. So like I said, that I can travel a lot more, so that I can, of course, like I said, pay down my travel card or pay on my travel card with the money that I make from the driving. And that is my plan. So I can, of course, keep it's American Express Hilton. I'll tell y'all that in another video. Because like I said, some may be wondering what it is, how you get perks and all this. At some point, I may do that. If you want to hear about it, put it in the comments. If not, I want to do a video on it. And I'll do it on my Eat and Travel with Tony travel page. But like I said, definitely I use that card to, of course, to book travel, cruises, flights. It's not maybe like twice a year, but like I said, I'm trying to up that because I want to travel more. I want to be on the road traveling at least several months in a row. I guess I've never done that. And I have always wanted to do that. And like I said, I know I'm so excited because like I said, with these deliveries, I know that I can make enough to, of course, to start paying for other trips for me. I know that I can. And like I said, this was something I never thought I'd do because I was so scared to actually do it, which is a doggone shame. And I made $70 in, let me see, I think I only drove, I stopped at 12:30, which I was still delivering because it was one of the places was kind of far. But I think in total, I may have done about 3 or maybe 3.5 hours on Saturday morning. So, or Saturday late, whatever, Saturday morning, early Saturday afternoon. Like I said, I think I did maybe like 3 or 3.5 hours. And made $70. Let me see if that's more than I make at my job. I'm trying to see. And that would be a little bit more than I make at my job, I think. I'm trying to see. Or just about the same amount. It may be just about the same amount I actually make on my job, actually, in those 3 hours. Well, per hour. I guess I put it that way. Because my job is per hour. So like I said, definitely, y'all, I want to share this with y'all. Because like I said, I'm so excited about this. I don't know why I have been sleeping on this for years and years and years. Taking my time, scared about this, scared about that. Doing my cookie business. Oh, I could have been doing this. I could have been doing that and all these kind of things. I'm done with the let me figure it out. Or not let me figure it out, but let me sit up and let fear take over. I'm done with that. I could have been doing these things and been making money a long time ago. Like I said, sitting up here just talking about, oh, I'm scared I'm gonna do this and let me do it the next weekend. I don't feel like doing it this weekend. Let me try again next weekend because I was so scared. Scared of I can't do this right. All in my mind, all this overthinking. I didn't even need to go to those places. I could have been making money a long time ago. Extra money on the side. Not saying my cookie business was making money. It wasn't making as much, I guess I put it that way, as I would like at all. The only big event that I went to that it made money was $1,000 was those the Tamal Fest here. Other things, maybe $100, maybe 50, sometimes 10. It wasn't really all these events I'm paying for and going to and setting up, breaking down, sitting there for hours and hours, 5 or 6 hours at a time and making nothing. That was getting very, very depressing. I put it that way. Very much so. And it was something that I did not want to continue doing. Like I said, I know that's why I signed up for these driving things a long time ago, not just because of the furloughs and that type of thing, but because I wanted to make extra money. I knew my baking business was not getting that for me at all. Only at certain events, unfortunately. But like I said, definitely, I just didn't think that I was going to be delivering things. And I actually really enjoy it. Like I said, I'm a social worker, been a social worker over almost 27 years. And with delivering stuff, I don't have to manage nobody. I'm saying hello, be my jolly self. I'm always jolly and happy and all that. Hello, how you doing? God bless you, all this kind of stuff. Delivering stuff, and I'm done with that person. I'm going on to the next. I love that because I don't have to manage nobody. I don't have to case manage nobody. I don't have to sit up here and wonder what's going on with them or re-traumatizing because I'm hearing all their stories, all this kind of stuff going on. I didn't have to manage nobody. Just drop the stuff off and go. I love that. So like I said, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here because I know I have to, of course, get to work and that kind of thing as well. I just want to show this with y'all this morning because I'm so excited and I cannot wait to take y'all along on my first delivery. Well, some kind of upcoming delivery. I have to braid my hair this weekend, but maybe Sunday I may be able to take y'all along with me, of course, to do a delivery. I'm not sure what it'll be. I couldn't tell you, but I definitely want to take y'all along from now on with me too, so y'all can enjoy these deliveries too, y'all. So with that, y'all, like I said, I'm gonna get off here because I do got to get to work this morning. Peace out, y'all. Love all y'all. Take care, y'all. And if you want to, of course, if you like this kind of story, this kind of content, I'm just telling you my story and what's going on, and you may can relate to something in this story. I'm pretty sure as well. If you have a similar lifestyle or that kind of thing going on, you're working, trying to figure out what else to do or whatever the case may be. Like I said, definitely make sure that you subscribe to the channel. So peace out, y'all. This is your girl, Tanetta. Like I said, have a good one. I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a good one, y'all. Giving y'all some hearts. Peace.